Welcome to Tom Foolery and Smitty talking Ohio sports and balls. If it's got balls, we're going to cover it. What's going on, Smitty?
Oh man, I just got back from Montana. It was a great trip.
Yeah, I'm envious.
How was golf this weekend?
I'm actually playing tomorrow.
Oh, you didn't play this weekend?
Nah, not this weekend. I had a bunch of other stuff, but I'm playing tomorrow because I actually got an extra day off tomorrow, so I'm gonna head to Buckeye Hills tomorrow afternoon.
All right, sounds like a deal. Well, I'm sure you listened to all the Reds games then.
Oh yeah.
Got the broom out?
Huh?
You got the broom out?
Yep. I always love sweeping the Cubs.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah, their fans are so obnoxious.
So what's your biggest takeaways from that weekend series?
Well, just Matt McClain. Dude is raking. Matt McClain, man. And we got, honestly, my take on the team.
It's not only raking, didn't he have a stolen base?
Yeah. I think he's hitting 380 now, which ain't going to last.
Well, yeah, you're always going to come back to the medium.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the all-time career batting average is 367, so.
But we'll take it for now.
Oh, yeah. He's been as advertised, McClain has, and Spencer Steer's been great. I'm surprised that we're in this spot this late into. I mean, it's not late into the season, but heading into June, not out. It's not. We're not done yet, so it's definitely an improvement.
Well, I think for me, just now kind of tuning back in, it's building a lot of optimism. Like, oh, okay, maybe this is not going to be last season. And it doesn't seem like there's a clear favorite in the NL Central that we couldn't play with.
No, that's if that's why, and they haven't had any. I mean, Votto, of course, but they haven't had any severe injuries. They could mess around and win this division.
Don't they have 12 pitchers on DL though?
Yeah, but I mean, nothing, not really missing anything. You know what I'm saying?
Like bullpen pitchers.
Yeah.
So that being said, I think I heard on did you listen last night on 700 WOW?
I actually did not get a chance to listen last night.
Well, they brought up the point that since April 2nd, the Reds have the best record in the NL Central.
Yeah. And talent-wise, there's nothing there that should intimidate them anywhere in that division.
No, I wouldn't think so.
I mean, we got
and they're good enough. They should kind of get better as the season goes along, I would think.
Yeah. Well, we got a buffoon managing the team, so that's one detractor.
Well, that's a later segment.
I know, but I can't control myself.
I know. But we definitely will get into that. Because I'm not paying for the streaming service to watch them. They kind of lost me to the fan. No. Now they're 5 games under 500. They got the 3rd place. Obviously, we got to have shit to talk about. So I'm like, well, I better tune into the Reds and get re-engaged in this. Yeah. And before the game started, they go into David Bell quotes. And I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, my God. Is this dude any better than Dusty Baker?
No, he's worse.
Same logic.
Dusty Baker, I will say this about Dusty Baker. He was old school to a fault, but you knew what you were getting with Dusty Baker. And as bad as I talked about him, he had a lot more common sense than David. But David Bell doesn't have any common sense. He really doesn't.
Hiring these guys.
Yeah.
And to Dusty Baker's credit, he must have figured out something. He won a World Series.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's a pure players coach. That's just, that's what it is.
Yeah. Probably got players out there drinking in the bullpen.
Yeah.
Days off.
Yeah. He's not a disciplinarian. And I don't want 100% this. What is wrong with being a balanced human being, let alone a manager. Why do the Reds always have to have a manager who is 100% one way or the other? Like Dusty Baker, he was player David Bell, analytics. I mean, there's a place for
You're gonna get me
analytics.
into something here, and we're not going to stick to the script. But speaking of analytics and David Bell logic,
yeah, just don't
I
mix.
don't understand why they're moving India around. From
Well,
first, that's completely two different hitting jobs.
Yeah, he needs to stay in one spot in the lineup, and he needs to become DH. He's not a good defensive second baseman.
I can agree with that. So I don't understand the logic. I know the analytics tell you one thing, but as a player, you would think that you would want to get locked in to prepare for one job.
Exactly, especially
move from leadoff to cleanup every other day, depending on who's pitching, and you just never know what in the world you're doing.
It's a whole, and those are two different mindsets.
Oh, completely different.
Night and day.
The leadoff hitter, you're supposed to get on base, eat pitches, let the other player see what he's got.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously you're trying to get the pitch count up.
Mm-hmm.
If you're the cleanup batter and there's people on base,
you're supposed to drive them in.
Back flying. You're trying to get the ball in play. You're trying to hit opposite field. You're trying to get RBI. It's a completely different mindset.
Yeah. It ain't like moving from one hole to two hole.
No. Two holes, basically your backup one hole hitter. That's usually a little faster.
I wouldn't let David Bell set a lineup for a slow pitch softball team.
Really? Well, tell me how you really feel, Tom.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to, if I still play slow pitch softball, I wouldn't want to endanger the outcome of the game by letting him make a decision. Great guy, though.
That brings me back to, since we're going to be on Bell, we're going to go on to the Votto topic later. What's your David Bell quote of the week?
He was talking about something. We discussed this, and I was going to bring it up to you. When he was talking about how he prefers to grind out games.
Yeah, that's where I heard that on the radio, and I'm like, I had to shake my head. I'm like, this is about as Dusty Baker talking about all those bases clogged up.
Yeah, base clogging. Yeah.
Like, I love we're grinding out games, and we got to just learn how to keep winning this way. And I'm like, no, you don't. Beat their ass.
Yeah.
You can't run rule in MLB, but I want to run rule everybody. I don't need to grind out a game.
No, I don't need to grind out games. I love to grind out games. That's so dumb.
Oh, yeah, I want to burn out my bullpen every game and squeak out wins. And
that's like, I'll use a golf analogy. That's like saying, well, that's a 430-yard par 4, but I want to grind out a par, maybe, just maybe get a bogey. So I'm just going to tee off with a 5-iron.
Yeah. But you say this in an interview and expect people to think you're smart.
Yeah. I don't know. And then that's the thing. That's there's no downside to it at all, really. But if the Reds do somehow, Elly De La Cruz is down the pipeline too, and he's unbelievable. Of course, he could
put this on my radar.
What was that again?
Who's this player? Put this on my radar. I don't know who you're talking about.
Elly De La Cruz. You have to look him up.
All right. Or you can tell me about it right now.
He's a switch hitter. I don't know. He's had exit velocity of 118 miles an hour, right-handed and left-handed.
Wowzer.
Yeah. And this is completely, speculation. We don't know yet, but the last switch hitter to have power from both sides like that was Mickey Mantle.
So is he in Double A or Triple A?
Triple A. He's just knocking the cover off the ball. They're waiting because of the club control. Because we got another lineup issue when we bring him up because he's shortstop. So that's why I want to DH into you, move McLean to second, De La Cruz to short, and Senzel a third. I mean, that's turning into a pretty formidable lineup.
Yeah, quite the conundrum. And that
Ellie
brings
De La
me
Cruz
to my last topic, which you flowed into epically, like we're professionals or something.
Yeah.
Why would you bring Joey Votto up to this team?
You can't.
What's he back in blue? Do you have any idea?
Well, he a week or two ago he went on a 60-day IL.
Oh, so he's hurt again.
Yeah. So hopefully it's a moot point. Maybe they try to trade him. I don't know. Nothing against Joey Votto. I mean, he's one of my favorite Reds of all time.
Yeah.
But this is a rebuild, and a rebuild that could be getting ahead of schedule a little bit. We have our farm system as good as it's been since Wayne Kripke was here, before Jockety completely destroyed it.
Baseball, not that that's anywhere on any level of Major League Baseball, folks. I'm not saying I'm a major. I mean, I might be able to outmanage David Bell.
Well,
but
yeah.
Besides that, but when you're trying to build a team, let's put a high school baseball team, and you already have a senior and you know what he is. His potential's maxed out. Even if he scratches you out a win, he might cost you wins in the future because your wins in the future are sitting on the bench to let that guy play.
Exactly.
And we have Steer, who might be NL Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, Steer's been great.
And I know they're platooning first base a little bit, but he's the main first baseman I think we're going to.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you bring Votto up, you're going to have to take Steer off of first.
Mm-hmm.
Or DH Votto.
Yeah.
Then you're bringing in the dynamic. We bring this Cruz guy up.
Yeah.
And then we DH India.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd Votto even go?
Yeah. Toronto.
Yeah, that's where he needs to go.
Yeah.
But nobody.
I love Votto.
But then when does it become a business decision for the Reds? Like, oh, we got to get this guy some MLB at bats, or we can't sell the product.
Yeah.
What's the return on the product? It's going to be minimal with the Reds' history. I mean, is a 40-year-old first baseman spray hitter.
Yeah. It makes the most sense just to not – he just doesn't need to be on the team. And I imagine knowing Joey Votto, I don't know him personally, but he's probably not – he probably wouldn't disagree with that.
No. I mean, he's essentially administration at this point. I mean, he's a 40-year-old first baseman. They've been on the team, 18 years?
Yeah. I mean, and it's just time. It sucks, but that's the fact of the matter. The Reds should have never. This is sacrilege to me. My Red, Barry Larkin. They shouldn't have extended him when they did. They should have let the Mets pay him all that money. I hate to say it.
I think if Moneyball's showing us anything, and the metrics, and it's funny you brought this up because I was too, because I equate Joey Votto to a running back, because we ended up giving him star power money, but did they ever get any real value out of that? Could we have replaced his, and I know you love him as a player.
Oh, yeah. But this is
whatnot, but could we replace his productivity with young guys or platooning first base and put the money into pitching and be more well served?
Yeah. Imagine all that money going to the bullpen over the years.
Oh, I know. And then they essentially had to get rid of Jay Bruce because they had to pay Votto.
Yeah, well, I was all right getting rid of Jay Bruce.
Yeah, I am too. I mean, they came up together, and I'm fine with that decision.
Yeah, one could
But
hit,
he was never like an epic star player, I guess.
No.
I mean, he was a star player, but he was never a big home run hitter. He always struggled defensively. I mean, he didn't struggle, but
He had an arm. He had a good arm.
He has to work really hard on defense.
He had a hell of an arm, and he had a hell of an arm and no clue what a strike zone was.
What do you mean by that?
Jay Bruce?
Oh, yeah, Jay Bruce.
Yeah.
But, oh, yeah, he gunned people down at third from right field like nobody's business. Maybe he should have been. I don't know, but I don't get to make those decisions.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like I said, just imagine the money that could have went to the bullpen, which is,
But you see where I'm getting with that, like.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely.
Do you think the Reds should have ever paid Joey Votto what they paid him?
No, they shouldn't have. Hindsight's 2020, but they shouldn't have.
No.
But I'll admit, when they did it, I was excited. I'm a different human being than I was then as well.
Well, they had a bunch when they did it. We had a bunch of young pitchers essentially on rookie contracts.
Mm-hmm.
But then we couldn't keep any of them.
No. Lost them all.
Yeah.
Hell,
so
we
they
couldn't even
basically
keep
kept Joey Votto on first base, couldn't pay any pitchers, couldn't pay any bullpen, and they just rotate all these pitchers out. And his productivity was basically flatline.
Yeah. We couldn't even keep Mike Leake.
But it's baffling. I like you said, hindsight's 2020, but I hope they get smarter with business decisions moving forward, especially since they could be a small market club, which we both argued that they're not. They're just a small money club.
Yeah, small money club. Nick Kroll claims that's what he wants to do.
He wants to do what?
What we were talking about, He wants to. He don't want to. He said he wants the team. Of course, it could be just cliche shop talk, coach talk, even though he's not a coach. But you know what I'm saying. He said he wants the team to contend every year instead of building up and having one good year, then having to go back to the drawing board again. That he said that's his outlook. That's his goal.
Well, you show me. What's the model for that for the Reds? I think we're lagging a little bit.
I'm having a little bit of
I think we're lagging. You hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're lagging some. Are we back?
Yeah, because I didn't hear like the last 35, 40 seconds.
Oh,
it was just, it was like
35 or 40 seconds.
Your voice was just and I was like, oh
yeah. I just seen you like just looking at me like,
yeah.
I had a Joey had bobblehead on my face. But yeah, I don't know what happened. So, all right, off the red. Oh no, I remember what I said. You said that he wants to contend every single year, and I asked what that model would look like for the Reds. Like, how would they possibly build that model?
Kind of like they're building now.
Small market team.
Well, it's all you really have to do, really, and I think it's looking like it's looking a little more similar than ever before. Is just copy what the St. Louis Cardinals do verbatim.
And what do you think they do that makes them successful?
They develop.
But
And
then
the
you got to
Reds-
pay the right guys.
Yeah, well,
can't-
yeah.
Sentimental about a Joey Votto because he's a fan favorite. You have to look
Yeah,
at the numbers and be like, do we really want to pay this guy
yeah,
this amount of money for this amount of productivity?
exactly. And I think,
Or could we take a drop in productivity, keep bringing up farm team guys, see if one of them hit, guys on rookie contract,
yeah,
and put the money in our pitchers who we know are good?
that's what should happen. And I think it's trending that way a little. I'm not saying it's not a seismic shift, but I've seen it. I mean, they extended Hunter Green
Yeah.
already, which I don't get the Hunter Green hate whatsoever from people. I don't know what people expect. He's still learning.
What is the Hunter Green hate? Explain that.
There's a lot on social media saying, "Oh, he can't pitch. His pitch count's too high. He's not going. He'll never go more than 7 innings." Well, newsflash: no pitcher hardly goes 7 innings anymore in this day and age.
No,
Anyway.
especially throwing 100 mile an hour.
Yeah, so that right there, that argument right there is flawed. But it's a good bit of people, and I'm just like, and they're mad because his ERA is over. It's not over 4 now. He had a hell of an outing this past weekend, but there's mad because his ERA is a little over 4. He's still learning the ropes. He's bringing that change up along. There's stuff he's still working on, and I don't get it. I think it was a great extension. I think Hunter Green's got a really bright future.
So I think the Reds model up until maybe now, and Joey Votto is a good example of this, was we'll pay fielders and hitters, and they essentially tried to win on pitchers on rookie deals and never extend them. Because I don't know if they felt like they could never afford a Cueto, or they just thought like, well, keeping these pitchers, because pitchers get paid so much on their second deal, that we'll never be able to keep any of them. So we might as well just try to like draft and develop pitchers and try to get these young hot stars that will never have to double up.
Yeah, they need to pay for a top of the rotation guy, and they need to pay more for their bullpen. Not necessarily closer, because I think closer is the most overrated position.
And who's the pitcher they paid? Fucking Homer Bailey.
Yeah. They didn't pay Cueto. They paid Homer Bailey.
And paid Homer Bailey.
Yeah, Walt Jocketty. Is it any coincidence that the Cardinals took off after Jocketty left them?
What is it?
Is it any coincidence that that the Cardinals took off even more when Jocketty left them? I know we're talking in the past.
I mean, they were like so in the dark, and Jocketty kind of like shined a light and like gave them some. I mean, they got some playoff wins. I don't think we won a playoff series under Jocketty. I could be wrong on that.
But he depleted the future for that 2012 season.
Yeah. Which I know you and I both, I think we worked together at the time. After Cueto gets hurt in that first game, and you still get the win in the first inning of the first game.
Yeah.
You're like, man, we figured out how to win that game. We're going to win this series.
Yeah, they won 2 in San Francisco. They just had to win 1 in Cincinnati.
And that was the same year they had the 20-game win streak.
Marty shaved his head.
Yeah, I mean, you almost like thought it was destiny that we were winning that series.
That was the team that could have won a World Series. That they really could have.
Well, if Cueto doesn't end up hurt.
Mm-hmm. But then what happens after that?
David Bell's your manager instead of Dusty Baker. And
David Bell.
that was made for laughs, by the way.
Even David Bell, they would have been successful. I mean, they had that roster. You couldn't have messed it up as far as regular season goes.
Winning team that can win 20 straight MLB games is capable of winning a World Series.
Exactly. Yeah, then the manager's just there at that point. I mean, at the end of the day, managers are responsible for maybe 10 wins max, 10 losses max.
Yeah.
That could be the difference between first and second place, though.
For sure.
But I think David Bell goes beyond the 10 losses. I think he's responsible for quite a bit more.
I haven't dug in a whole lot, but the more I listen to him, I'm like, this guy's an idiot. Like,
yeah.
To sit here and try to tell me, man, I love that we're just finding these ways to win and grinding it out.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to grind it out.
No.
I want it to be like we almost threw away the last game 8-5 to the Cubs. We're up 8-3. I'm like, oh man, we're gonna find a way to lose this.
Yeah, he wants to eat a porterhouse steak with a spork from KFC.
Yeah. That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
Plastic knife and a spork.
Yeah. eating a porterhouse.
Yeah.
That's why David Bell will always be. That's why David Bell.
Oh, go ahead.
That's why David Bell will always be ground chuck.
Yeah, he is. If even that. I hope they move him off this year.
If they win the division, they won't.
When you have a young roster and you're looking at losing like 100 games, and there's probably not a lot of managers in your wheelhouse that really want to come coach for you.
Yeah, I think the job's getting a little more attractive now.
Yeah, oh, for sure it is. Especially if they find another arm. But look at the velocity for pitchers over the last decade.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane.
Greg Maddux wouldn't make it out of the minor leagues now.
Oh, yeah, he still would.
Okay, tell me a pitcher that throws 85, man.
Well, Maddux, if you watch back and you can actually look up, there's somewhere, I can't remember the website, you can look up speed, velocity. Maddux could hit 93 or 94. Who's thrown any fastball with the movement Maddux has had on it?
Well, true. I mean, Maddux is my favorite player. I wore 31 in college. I'm not trying to take anything away from Greg Maddux. When I give pitching lessons, I look at his fundamentals as this is the blueprint.
100%. And I mean, the thing is, like I said, with the movement and all that, and velocity is more now, but you got a lot of athletes that they don't know. You got a lot of these guys, they don't know how to pitch.
Yeah, Maddux was a pure pitcher.
Yeah.
I mean, he knew how to bait hitters into the movement that the ball was going to go.
Yeah.
I mean, he was throwing those cutters and, a guy wanted to pull it and he would already have the trigger pulled and then that thing started moving away from him.
Yeah. He was just not.
He was just a master.
He was glorious to watch. My two favorite pitchers to watch from the mid-90s on, from mid-90s to, we'll say 2010, was, of course, Maddux, the number one. I loved watching Randy Johnson pitch as well. Because, he just, that slider, man. And then Pedro Martinez.
I remember watching the World Series with the Yankees and the Diamondbacks when Johnson was pitching for the Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
And he would throw some of those sliders, and you're just like, I don't know how you hit that.
Yeah. And that's right.
At the angle and the movement and everything, that ball's going, and the speed, you're just like, how you hit that?
A left-hander has no chance.
No. None. I mean, if you look at the box as a 3D element, as it is, like it's going from one corner to the other corner, or maybe from one corner, by the time you can get a bat on it, it's probably out of the strike zone, but it travels through the strike zone.
Plus, with his plus with his height, the ball's
Yeah.
looking the ball looks like it's coming at you from closer anyway.
Yeah.
It's just, whew,
Yeah, I don't know how you hit that. I
no.
really don't.
But he's a perfect example of knowing how to pitch. Early on, he didn't know how to pitch yet either.
No, he was a thrower. And that brings me back to your point of Green.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Randy Johnson threw pretty hard, but he wasn't hitting us 100 as consistently as Green does.
Oh, no, Green hits it.
And he's, you know, he just needs to learn how to pitch, and he's a young guy.
Yeah, and I think he's going to learn. I just think I've heard him in interviews. I think he's a character guy too. So
How you feel about the Reds pitching coach? I know
I love him. I mean,
manager.
I love the pitching coach, but I love a pitch. And you know who else? Brian Price was a good pitching coach.
Yeah, not a good manager.
No, he was a good pitching coach. Yeah, but yeah, I like our pitching coach. I mean, his reputation coming in from Milwaukee was amazing, and I think he's got the most out of what he's got to work with.
Well, that one brought me back to my original point about velocity.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if this is across Major League Baseball, but it seems like the Reds have like consistently 98, 99, 100 mile an hour starters, but they're really young.
Yeah. And that they could be really nasty in 2 or 3 years.
Oh, a ton. If they'll just put their money into it.
Yeah, that's the thing. You have to pay 2 of them, I think, as far as starting rotation. I don't see too huge of a disparity between the 3 and 4 starter to spend big money on 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
So I think you got to pay top 2 of the rotation, and then you got to put more of a premium on the bullpen, of course. But I don't think you need to pay somebody a big salary to be a closer. I think closer is overrated.
I believe so. And I think we're on the same page. You can't build for the regular season.
No, you got to build for the postseason.
Series on a 1A and a 1B pitcher, a lights out bullpen,
mm-hmm.
and a decent closer. But then you got to have hit.
But yeah, I mean, it's got to happen, and then you
can't be grinding it out. Like,
grinding it out.
Score some damn runs.
Yeah. I don't know. I just can't stand him. Like I get angry just seeing his face. I really do.
Let me ask you this: if the Reds could hire any manager, who would you get?
Terry Francona.
They're not going to get him.
Huh?
They're not going to get him.
No, you're just saying any manager.
Well, yeah.
Terry Francona.
I would like to see him go get Joe Madden.
That'd be all right too. I don't know. He's getting a little long in the tooth.
You think as far as decision making, or?
No, his age. His age just concerns me.
Yeah. Well, look at Jack McKeon.
Well, that's true. That is true. Well, and then I say that I sound hypocritical because also another guy I would like is Buck Showalter.
Oh yeah, I'm with you.
He builds a team, and then usually the guy who he builds a team and then don't quite get there, and usually the guy who takes over wins the World Series.
Yeah, I think what's lost in the sauce here, and I hate to say it because they're pretty successful, and he's a Reds guy. Aaron Boone in New York. I think these GMs start putting these metrics together, and then they feel like the manager's job is to just put the people where the numbers say they should go.
Mm-hmm.
Like the intuition behind managing is disappearing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think some people are overthinking it. David Bell being one, moving to India, first, third. Like,
You
okay,
can
what's his metric if you kept him at third?
yeah.
Well, let's
Can't
play that out over a season before we
yeah.
start jumping to conclusions.
Yeah. Yeah, David Bell, man, he just you can hear him thinking. You can hear him thinking. It's just too much.
Well, I mean, if you want to call what he does thinking, then
Well, yeah, well, I'm saying, yeah, there's something going on in there. I mean, obviously it's not there's something's not firing on all cylinders, but there's a lot of
yeah, he's a couple fries short of a Happy Meal.
yeah.
So, all right, last subject I got on baseball is we're pretty deep into the MLB changes, larger bases, playing with pizza boxes, pitch timers,
Yeah.
hitting timers. How are you feeling about all this now that we're into it?
I've gotten used to the pitch timer. I'm not saying I like it. It is nice. I don't like it overall. I don't like it. It is nice to be able to listen to a Reds game in less than 3.5 hours. I will say. I mean, I love that baseball has no clock, but the pace of play issue is probably a positive out of it overall. As far as especially if you're looking at it from a business aspect, for sure, because you got to get the casuals. People like us don't matter. We're going to watch no matter what. You got to get the casuals.
Yeah, we're listening. We're not really watching. Hey, Kitty.
Sorry about that.
Oh, don't apologize to me.
But so as far as that aspect goes, but it's still just hard to swallow.
It is. And I'm a purist to an extent, but I almost feel like it's like the free throw rule in the NBA with their timer.
Yeah.
Like it puts undue pressure on a situation.
Yeah.
Especially when, okay, if we're talking baseballs like chess played on the earth with a round ball, a bat, 9 defenders, and you have all the different things going on. And the pitchers, one of their go-tos with a base runner on is be able to pause, hold the ball, and that kind of thing. I think it's taking an element away from the game.
Oh, for sure.
That millennials really wouldn't catch on to, or really probably wouldn't care, because that's a small aspect of anything that they would want.
Yeah.
Or pay.
Yeah, they don't even know. They don't have a clue. They're there to eat. They're there to eat and drink IPAs and
watch home runs.
Mm-hmm.
So beyond that, I have a feeling we have a difference on this one. They do away with the shift. Right?
Yeah, I don't like it at all.
I think it's the dumbest shit ever.
Yeah.
Every time there was a shift on, especially to a left-handed batter, the defense is essentially giving you an advantage that you're refusing to exploit.
Yeah.
And then because you can't learn how to bunt or hit opposite field, now all of a sudden MLB has to come up with a rule
exactly.
that says, oh, no, we got to play everybody straight away, and then we're shit.
Yeah. If you become a better hitter, I mean, they wouldn't have been able to become unshiftable. They wouldn't have been able to put a shift on Ted Williams.
No. Fuck no.
Yeah.
Learn how to bunt. How do you defend a bunt in a shift?
Yeah. Up until a couple of years ago, they couldn't have put a shift on Votto. He's become more of a pool hitter.
Yeah.
But, I don't like that.
You bailed all these hitters out for the fans. That's what you did. You didn't do it for the love of the game or the purity of it.
Oh, no.
It was just for the fans. We want to see more people on base. It's like, So we're basically going to tell the players you can continue to be bad at hitting
Yeah.
opposite field and bunting.
They've pretty much destroyed the bunt's gone pretty much now.
But the shift was the optimum way to have the bunt.
I know, that's what I'm
But
saying.
it's
But
unviewable, I guess. Is it unviewable? Like people don't want to see people get
I
on
love
base with the bunt?
I find joy in a perfectly executed bunt. I find
Yeah,
great joy.
it's like a finite science, but we're purists.
Yeah, I know.
So then the millennials or whoever they're changing these rules for, they can't watch baseball.
Yeah. That's what
Or
they're doing.
like,
I mean, it's just.
oh,
I mean,
well, why did he bunt? Well, because nobody's playing third base. That's why he fucking bunted.
That's just the way. They ruin everything, man.
I really think MLB's on a thin line, especially with all these football leagues coming out.
Yeah.
The thing that saves MLB, in my opinion,
Yeah.
is their unlimited content.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, for sure. Unlimited content.
They can make a TV show. They can make about 30 of them a night.
Yeah.
And you can sell commercials on that.
Exactly. Yeah, the MLB's. I don't think they're as in dire straits as you said, but I agree it's on a decline. I mean, the MLB and the NBA are both struggling right now.
I don't think the NBA is struggling. I mean, there might be numbers out there that's different.
Their ratings are terrible.
Their TV ratings might be terrible. And here's what I'll say for the NBA. The drama and the stuff that goes down on their social media and the off season. There's no off season like the NBA.
Yeah.
No. The MLB gets so large, you hear about these trades. At halftime, you don't even know who the players are.
Yeah, that is true. There's a lot more. I'm just a lot more.
Kyrie Irving going to the Dallas Stars. I mean, there's only 5 starters. You're like, oh wow, or not the Dallas Stars. That's the hockey team.
Mavericks.
Like Dallas Mavericks. So yeah, I'm glad you agree with me on that. I hate the shift. I always thought it was stupid that that hitters couldn't figure it out, or why they were just continued the pulled ball.
Yeah.
Like the pitcher's adjusting, the defense is adjusting. The pitcher's pitching you a certain way to make you try to get you to pull the ball.
Mm-hmm.
The defense adjusted to have you pull the ball, but they're giving you one half of the field.
Yeah.
To try to bunt or figure out a way to hit something inside out as a left-handed hitter and get it off the field. It's mind-boggling.
It makes no sense to me. That's for sure.
Anyway, enough of our rants, our purest rants on baseball.
Yeah.
Let's go to the other round ball hitting sport. We got a pretty big tournament coming to the OHIO this weekend.
Yes, sir. Memorial Week, baby.
Yeah. Please, Tom, make me some freaking money this weekend.
I'm gonna try and make you some money.
All right. Well, who am I betting on? I'm
3.
legit. For the show, I have $83 on my FanDuel. You're either gonna make me or break me. I'm gonna go put these bets down.
Okay.
And if I lose my $83, well, you don't owe me anything, but I put more money on
it. Golf, golf's kind of a crapshoot a little bit. So.
That's a huge lot.
But my favorite to win is, this ain't gonna shock anybody, is John Rahm. He won the tournament in 2020. He was up by 6 shots and got a late positive COVID test and had to withdraw after the 3rd round in 2021. So he won that tournament. He was 6 shots up. He was going to have 6-shot lead going into the final round. And he finished 10th last year. So he's
You got Rum Dog winning it.
I got Rom winning it. Well, I got three because I only do outright winner because I like doing that because odds change as the week goes on, so you can cash out early.
Oh, okay. So you kind of hedge your bets by having the ability to cash out.
Yeah.
So you take the top three that you like.
That's when the Rom and he's one.
And when the casino starts giving you better odds, like, hey, we'll pay you this if you just cash out now.
Yeah.
Then you reduce the risk and take and cash out.
Yep. I did that with Brooks Koepka in the Masters because I placed a bet on him before the start of the week because I knew he was playing well and live and he's healthy. His knee's healthy. So I bet at 90 I could have won 450. But I noticed some a little bit of a slowdown in the third round. He was still leading. So I went ahead and cashed out for it was like $138.
So this is off topic. I mean, it's on topic. It's on golf. But speaking of Brooks Koepka, I watched him on the Netflix series. I don't remember, the name's not coming to me. You remember the name of it?
I know I know the name of it, but I just can't. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't.
Okay. Well, I'm using my phone to record, so I can't even Google it.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
I'm sure if you're listening and you're a fan of golf and you have Netflix, you know what the fuck we're talking about. But the episode on Koepka, you can tell he's losing it. Like he doesn't feel like he can compete. I think he even says, I can't compete with these guys every day anymore.
Yeah, he was just not sure of himself anymore because his knee wasn't getting healthy.
Yeah, he's lost that it factor.
But then,
he made a lot of money.
Well, he just won the PGA Championship last week.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he just won a major.
Oh, that wasn't on Netflix, so I didn't watch it.
No. Well, it was. I mean, that was the culmination of his comeback because he damn near won the Masters. And then they won the PGA. It's called Full Swing.
Yeah, Full Swing. There you go.
Yeah, but
so I was watching that, and I like Brooks Koepka.
Yeah,
I mean, he made some comments kind of to the level of Cardale Jones. Like, I didn't come here to play school. I think early on when he won like one major, he's like, well, if I really like practice golf, he made it seem like he win every freaking tournament.
Yeah. Well, and that's all he cares about is the majors now. I mean, and that's fine. He's won 5 of them.
That's all he can play in, right? As a live player.
Yeah, he's won 5 majors. That's pretty rare company.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Well, I'm glad he got it together because after that episode, he became kind of a fan of mine. Tony Finau became my favorite all-time golfer.
Yeah, Tony Finau is just he's just a genuine good guy, man. His story's awesome.
How he manages family and stays competitive.
Yeah.
See the talent. And then you just think like, man, if he really had the time to grind.
Yeah.
And I kind of I also watched the McGregor series on Netflix about the UFC, Conor McGregor. And then me and my buddy was talking about like, can you imagine how hard that is? Like, you got to grind so hard to get to the top. Like, you got to be out there ready to kill the guy across you. And then you get to the top, you realize how hard that is to maintain, to stay there.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
to
going
keep
back
that
to that,
level of intensity and that level of practice and that level of dedication, and then you're making millions, and then you have these promotions, all this distractions you never had before. Before you went to a gym and you worked your ass off.
Yeah.
And you focused on beating the guy across from you.
Yep.
And that's where I put like Tony Finau, like, man, his wife was sick. He's got all these kids. He's trying to manage all this stuff. He's taking his family on the road with him. Like, man, can you imagine? Like, you almost got the sense during that Full Swing that he's just trying to make a paycheck. He's not even trying to win a lot of these. Like, okay, I need to just stay competitive enough so I can feed my family.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just Tony Finau's one of my favorites for sure.
Okay.
Always got a pull for him. But Rom, I got winning out.
All right, I got you distracted. So what? We're on number. Brooks Koepka was your.
No,
two.
John Rahm. Brooks. Yeah, Brooks Koepka can't play in it
Rom's your
'cause he's on
one. Koepka's your two.
No, Koepka can't play in the Memorial because he's on the
Oh.
list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my number two.
Okay.
My number two at plus 2,000 is Victor Hovland. He's finished top 10 in the last two majors. He's his biggest weakness was probably around the greens, and he's improved that drastically this year. He's got a good record at the Memorial. So I at plus 2,000, I'm going to lay a little butter on him for sure.
Okay. I like butter.
And then plus, real quick, I'm gonna give people my bets. If you don't know what plus 700 or plus 2,000 is, please don't bet on sports. And I'm not gonna waste my time explaining it to you. So moving on to,
or hit us up in the comments on YouTube and we'll try to explain it via. No.
I'll probably give you the same response.
Okay. I'll respond to you. I'm sorry, Tom.
yeah.
I'm sorry, Tom. Like a bet snob.
No, I'm not a bet snob. I'm just saying this is, And my number three at plus 6,000 is Sahith Tequila. He's a youngster. He's knocked on the door several times, and last year he finished third at the Memorial. So I think he's going to win a tournament at some point. It's just a matter. It's coming up really soon, and I think the Memorial could be the place where he gets his first win.
I got you. All right. I'm writing these down. If you lose me money, you can bet your ass I'm bringing this up next week.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I would bet. I just think Rahm's going to win this week.
Okay. I'm not going to bet a lot of money. I might put like $5.
Yeah, that's what I do usually. Yeah, just.
All right.
Rahm, you got to lay a little more because he's just plus 700. If five's only going to win you 35,
Yeah. Well, that's more money than I had.
Well, that's a good point too.
And also, I'm on FanDuel. They don't pay us, but I did the $100. You subscribe and get $100 free bet, and I bet on college football and won back $83 of the $100 they gave me. So I essentially have this is free money for me.
Yeah,
I essentially have $83 I didn't ever earn.
Well, here's how I would break it down and do it. I would lay probably 20 on Rahm, 20 on Hovland, and then 43 on Tequila.
$43?
Yeah, because he's got the longer odds. So
okay. So I have bigger payout.
So say, and then you can go. So say he's top three heading into the weekend.
So you just took up my whole $83.
Yeah. Say he's top three heading into the weekend.
I'm gonna do exactly that. I'm gonna put those exact bets down.
So say Tequila's top three heading into the weekend, you can explore that cash out option at that point as well.
When's the last day you got these bets in?
You got to do it before Thursday. Yeah, Wednesday night. You got to do it before Thursday.
Okay, but the odds can change before then.
Yeah, the odds can change before then, and the odds change as it goes on. And FanDuel, once again, not sponsored. Love to have you. They, so the odds can change, and so yeah. So I love that. I love that. Plus, it makes it more fun to watch golf.
Oh, absolutely. But speaking of sponsors and not sponsored, in case you lose your paycheck betting on Tom's golf bets and you need to make up to your woman, there's no better way than Brookhaven Spa, let me tell you. Go get her a gift card, and she might let you out of the doghouse.
Attach it with a nice,
like a whole day package. Probably cost you about $85. Brookhaven Spa and Chillicothe. Thanks for your sponsorship.
Thank you so
Anyway.
much. And attach a little note. Attach a little note to that as well.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Slip that in her purse. Sorry, hon. Put it in a card.
Yeah.
And then hopefully Tom does better next week. But if
And
you
then
make a lot of money, you can also go take your money, maybe half of it, and also go buy your woman a gift card from Brickhaven Spa.
Yes,
or if you are a woman and you like betting, then by all means, just go win money and buy yourself a gift card and don't tell your husband about it.
It's a classic win-win-win situation. Where else? Where else does that happen? There's no downside. No downside whatsoever.
No, I mean people. It's self-love. You gotta have it.
100%.
All right, we're on to your fourth bet. Or is that all of them?
That's all of them.
Okay, so I'm gonna bet on them three guys.
Yeah.
All right, you're gonna have to text me with updates like, "Hey, Smitty, you gotta bail out now, man."
Follow that. Yeah, you gotta follow it. Yeah, I'll text you updates. You gotta follow it too.
Oh, I'm gonna screenshot you my FanDuel bets. You can bet you.
Okay.
You can bet on that if you're listening to the show. I'm gonna do
bet on it. Bet on it.
So I kind of want to go into the PGA against Live. The PGA is kind of selling history, nostalgia, etc.
Yeah.
So I wanted to get into a little deeper dive on what the Memorial means to Ohio to have that tournament here.
It's world-class golf in Ohio, and it's really the only world-class golf we get to see up in person.
Have you ever been to it?
I've never went to a tournament round, but me and my buddy Brandon, we've just missed the last couple of years, but we like
Brandon. You can say his last name. We'll shout him out on Twitter. I know you're talking about.
Yeah, but we go to the practice rounds, and it's such a great time. And I urge, and it's affordable. I'm not sure what the exact ticket prices are for the practice rounds, but it's very affordable. If you got someone interested in golf, or if you've never seen a top world-class professional golfer hit a golf ball in person, you owe it to yourself to go up there and experience that. Because there's
my uncle. He's probably like a 3 handicapper. And the guy that I run the pitching hitting clinic with, who's kind of my prodigy in baseball, obviously not in golf. He's probably even handicap. How to say that? 0 handicap. Scratch golfer. There you go. That's the term I was looking for. Thank you for bailing me out on that. But just to hear him hit a ball, I mean, he drives the ball 310 yards. Pretty easy. But to hear his ball come off the tee compared to my ball come off the tee is like a different plane of existence.
And these guys around the greens, that's what amazes me. The best thing the thing pro golfers do better than any amateur ever. Yeah, granted, they get more birdies, obviously, but they also get more pars. Bogey avoidance is the greatest divide between a pro and an amateur.
Well, their ability to make great shots in bad situations.
Yeah, exactly.
Because as an amateur, and I've read this in Golf Guide and things, and I'm definitely subject to this in my own golf game, even though I haven't golfed in a couple of years, is an amateur sees a shot that if he were a pro, he could hit.
Yeah, exactly.
If he attempts that shot, and 19 out of 20 times, you aren't going to hit the shot that you think you're going to hit.
Exactly.
So you would have been ahead to take the shot that you could hit probably 6 out of 10 times. Well, I could probably hit this into the front of the green. Maybe like get a putt from the fairway or get something manageable for me.
Yeah.
But no, I'm gonna go from the pin while I'm hitting out a pine rough.
Yeah, exactly.
Off a fucking tree root.
Yeah.
Like shit I can't do, but that's what I'm gonna try to do.
That's a good lie at Valley Vista.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we play in Bainbridge, Ohio, Valley Vista.
But
where it is possible to hit a golf ball that you're eye level with.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is. Done it many times.
Matter of fact,
especially being a lefty.
Yeah, I've done it. All right,
yeah,
man.
especially being a lefty.
So you got anything else to take away from the Memorial?
It's just it's Jack's tournament. I mean, and get up there to practice round because sometimes you see Jack rolling around, and I'm not trying to sound sad or anything, but we don't know how much longer we're going to have Jack Nicklaus.
And I don't think a lot of Ohioans or people in our area appreciate the greatness of Jack.
They need to.
You could put like the montage of the greatest Ohio State athletes.
Yeah.
Carve them out.
Whatever none of them dominated his sport like Jack Nicklaus did.
Sports. You could do that for Ohio State football. It'd be very, very hard to figure out. If you did it for all Ohio State sports, your top two already on it's going to be Jesse Owen and Jack Nicklaus. And then you're trying to figure out that two. It's going to be 100%.
Jack Nicklaus is the greatest golfer who ever played the game.
Yeah. And he's from Ohio. And he's a Ohio State alum. He's a Buckeye through and through.
He's dotted the I.
This tournament to Columbus, Ohio, the Memorial. A lot of people consider
2000 against Minnesota. 2000 against Minnesota, he dotted the I.
Oh yeah. I hope nobody watches this that has like epilepsy or something because you keep going like light, dark.
I know. Hold, give me 1 second.
All right.
There we go.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful picture of a cow, by the way, or a bull, I guess it would be.
Oh, we love those pictures.
Yeah. So kind of wrapping up here, getting into some football news. Not a whole lot of football going on in our area. What's the latest Buckeye news from you? I've been in Montana, man. I can't say
they hired Joe Philbin as an offensive assistant. He has he was head coach of Miami Dolphins, and he was offensive coordinator for the Packers when they won their Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers.
They hired him as an assistant, or was like a
more like an analyst. More like an analyst. Yeah, more like an analyst type deal.
So you think he's there to like guide Heartline then? And
I think so. I think just kind of extra set of eyes.
Well, I could see Ryan Day wanting to get out of play calling. And I think if I'm Ryan Day, I'm a nervous wreck about it because that's a control thing. And to cut that out, it's not like you're a bad play caller.
No.
I mean, you called the plays that should have beat Georgia and won you a national title last year.
That was his best game as a play caller in a long time. He is not a good play caller against Michigan.
Well, we've been over this. He gets tight against Michigan. I think he overthinks.
Yeah, 100%.
Had to hit at the heart line.
But I mean, that's a huge problem.
Guy's name? What's the new guy's name? My bad.
Quarterback?
No, not the quarterback. The new offensive analyst.
Joe Philbin. No relation to Regis.
Oh, okay. And oddly enough, we always talk about sweater vest and Tressel being conservative. The one game Tressel wouldn't be conservative in is the Michigan.
Exactly. Yeah, I
You'd
mean,
always see a play that you never seen before, or probably three, and they usually change the game.
yeah, they usually do.
Tressel understood to beat Michigan consistently, you had to risk taking the home run.
Yeah, you had to.
Ryan Day won't do it.
He's going to have to. I know he gets that. That's a huge problem. He's going to have to. He's going to have to man up and get over it. He's going to have to find a way.
I mean, you got Tressel. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Tressel come out in the 2 fullback set when you haven't seen it the entire fucking year?
Oh yeah, he did all kinds of stuff. Yeah,
Tressel would just perplex Michigan with this whole play calling set.
Yeah,
we go from that today, he calls 10 bubble screens that didn't work.
Yeah, exactly. It's got to stop. It's got to stop.
So
he's too good of a football coach to continue to have that problem. He's got to find a way to get over it.
Well, it has to be mental at that point because it's not brains. It's not your knowledge of the game.
Yeah,
it's
got to overcome it. People.
It's just one team is in your head, and you know the pressure to win this game. So you button it down, man.
Got to overcome it. There's people who overcome more serious shit than that every day in everyday life. You got to overcome that. You get paid by us, the taxpayer, to overcome that.
Yeah, you're probably the highest paid employee in the state of Ohio.
Yeah.
You make more than the Bengals coach.
Yeah. For now.
So is that all you got for Buckeye News?
Yeah, really, it's been kind of slow.
Didn't they get a transfer though, or was that basketball?
That was basketball.
I know women's basketball got a transfer from Kentucky, I think.
Yeah, it is basketball, I believe. We have speaking of that, little local sports. Peyton Johnson, she played at Lynchburg Clay. Went to Miami University, and she's got one more year eligibility.
Miami, Ohio, or Miami, Florida?
Miami, Ohio. And so she had one more year of eligibility, and she transferred to the Oregon Ducks.
Oh, really?
I think that's kind of cool.
What county she's out of?
Highland County, Lynchburg Clay.
That's what I thought. I just kind of wanted to verify for people.
Very small school.
That's cool, man. Go Division I.
Very small school. I mean, Lynchburg Clay is the size of Bainbridge.
Oh yeah, I completely understand.
Yeah. And Leesburg.
Yeah, to get a D1 prospect out of that.
Yeah, pretty
small human population to try to get that. I don't think. How to word this nicely. A lot of parents think they have D1 prospect kids.
They don't understand.
A lot of parents have ever seen a D1 athlete and don't understand how much different they are.
Yeah.
From a good high school player.
Yeah.
You have no clue.
Yeah, there's talent that's just you can't explain sometimes.
And most of them won't go pro, but I can guarantee you everybody on Ohio State's roster right now, even the ones you don't see play, you could go to their practice and they would make a play that would make your jaw drop.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And you're like, holy shit. Like, how good is that guy? Look how fast that guy is. Offensive lineman could outrun anybody that's listening to this.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
I'll do this. Anybody that's listening to this, if Tom wins me money in golf, if you can go outrun any lineman on Ohio State's roster in a 40, I will give you all the money I won.
Yeah, there ain't no way. That ain't happening.
Text me. Go run a 5.240. You're like, oh, he's slow, 5.240. You go run a 5.240.
Yeah,
at 300 pounds.
yeah, they're impressive. That's Warren Sapp. Could Warren
350
Sapp
pound human being running a 5.240. That's trucking, man.
Warren Sapp could dunk flat-footed.
Yeah, I mean, they almost are like superhuman people.
Yeah, and he was 6 feet tall.
An athlete is like a superhuman person, and they won't
Yeah.
even make it.
You remember Spud Webb?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm just using this for a comparison because Spud Webb was 5'7". Warren
for the
Sapp
Hawks.
Warren Sapp was 6 feet tall. So just 5 inches
Yeah.
taller than Spud Webb and weighed 330 pounds.
So probably 200 pounds more than Spud Webb.
Yeah.
Spud Webb
And
probably like buck 30, buck
And
45.
could stand flat-footed, jump up and dunk a fucking basketball.
That's a freak athlete.
Yeah.
Not even an athlete. That's just a freak of nature.
The man caught Jerry Rice at full speed from behind.
Yeah.
Now, subsequently, it was horrible because Jerry Rice tore his ACL in that play.
Yeah.
But still, so I mean that's all you got to say. They're freak athletes. It's unbelievable.
I went to my first Browns game when I was like 19, I think. The old Browns, they were now the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was their last home game before they tore down the stadium. It was against the Steelers. I'd never been to a college game. I'd never been to any of them. I've been to a high school football game. And I'm sitting there. We had decent seats. It was an end zone seat, but we were pretty low. So when they're warming up, I'm watching these dudes. And these are like assistants. And they're like 10 yards away from a wide receiver. And they're throwing footballs harder than I can throw it at these dudes. And they're just I mean, just snagging this.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
Every hit you watch, you're like, oh, that guy's not getting up. He just bounces. Like, you have no idea the speed of the collision on TV because the camera's following it.
Yeah. It's nuts.
So you have no depth perception to how hard that hit is.
It's nuts.
Like,
it's
I can assure you, folks, every hit that happens in the NFL looks like somebody died. It's a car wreck.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. Back to one. Can we swing back to the Buckeyes real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Because there was just something I forgot to bring up that I wanted to bring up that really irked me about last season that I didn't even think about until breaking down some stuff.
Okay. Well, break it down.
They didn't play their young players a lot last year. And I think that really hurt them in the Michigan game and at the end of the Georgia game. So I broke Georgia freshmen last year for true and redshirt. I'm including, true and redshirt freshmen played 2,837 snaps. Michigan's team up north freshmen played 1,711 snaps. Ohio State's freshmen played 829 snaps.
That's a significant drop off.
And you can say, and people can say, well, maybe there's here's some games where they could have got a lot of snaps in. 45-12 to Arkansas State, 77-21 to Toledo, 52-21 to Wisconsin, 49-10 to Rutgers, 54-10 to Iowa. Should be a lot more than 829 snaps with all them blowouts right there.
I agree.
That's concerning.
But I'm going to circle back on your point. How did the Toledo quarterback not end up in the transfer portal, or did he?
I need to look it up. I don't think he has. He's a stud.
Has no business at Toledo.
He's amazing.
If you put him on Tennessee's roster, they're a top 5 team.
Yeah. Well, they were with. I mean, they
you
were.
Remember his name? Anyway. What's his name?
Huh?
You remember Toledo's quarterback's name?
Not off the top of my head, honestly. I should.
Like the last MAC team. This is going to be no pun intended. last MAC team, I had a player that just made Ohio State look like their players were standing still. It's like, man, if I had a team, I would beat your ass. Was Matt? They played Buffalo.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a stud.
Like they couldn't block him.
No,
like
they couldn't do anything.
Out on Ohio State, and you're like, okay, this kid's something different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you remember watching that game?
Yeah. Yeah, he impressed us. Yeah. Oh yeah,
Ohio State made him a number 1 draft pick.
Oh yeah, I couldn't. He was. Yeah, I was.
I think they played him out like outside linebacker, but then let him.
Yeah.
Put him in the 3 stance.
It was unbelievable.
This is all murky. I wasn't prepared for that comment, but you know, we wing it occasionally.
But it's just wow. Yeah, he needs to transfer if he hasn't, for sure.
Yeah, if you can come up with his name, this is why we need your wife to be our Googler.
I know.
Because, yeah, if he's not in the transfer portal.
DeQuan Finn.
Yeah. I think he got hurt at the end of the year. Maybe.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. There, and I'm kind of looking up here on my TV real quick. I'm going to after we get done with this, I'm going to watch some highlights of him. They got some highlight packages.
Okay, answer me this: would you take him or McCord next year if you had your choice?
I can't answer that because I haven't seen enough of McCord.
I haven't either, but I can tell you what, I wouldn't frown if I had him.
No, I wouldn't either. But yeah, I'm not going to. I can't answer that without seeing what McCord's got for sure.
McCord might be a stud. McCord might be like Ryan Day keeping his cards close to his vest. Like, I don't really want to show you guys and put a lot of film out on this.
I just hope he's a little more into it than CJ Stroud was.
I hope he's a little more mobile.
Yeah.
I mean, Stroud kind of went some places with the Georgia game after shit broke down. And you're like, well, why haven't you been doing this all year?
Yeah.
Like, where's this been?
Yeah.
And we're spoiled because we have, in our generation, like, you know, Smith and some of these other quarterbacks.
Braxton Miller.
And just Pryor.
JT Barrett was a fullback.
You have to have a great play call, but it's 1, 2, 3 reads out.
JT Barrett wasn't even a quarterback. He was just a fullback who threw a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. He was. But he still has a lot of throwing record.
Well, yeah.
But I can remember I went to the
Army game. My God.
I went to the Army game with JT Barrett, Joe Burrow, and Haskins.
Wow.
And they're throwing the sideline drill. And you're watching JT Barrett, and you're like, he's not even the best thrower in this group.
Yeah. No.
Like, Haskins would have this, like, beautiful, like, drop-in rainbow passes. And of course, you know what Burrow can do. And then JT Barrett's, like, barely getting it there. And you're like, oh, that's our starting quarterback. Can't throw a 40-yard fade.
I'll tell you this right now. If JT Barrett doesn't get hurt against Michigan in 2014, we don't win the national title.
No,
you're not, because we don't blow Wisconsin out. We don't blow Wisconsin out.
JT Barrett.
Yeah.
He did you a favor.
Yep.
He did us a favor.
100%.
It's getting late and long in the tooth. I got a couple more topics for you. Bengals OTAs. Is there any good news coming out with rookie camp or our draft picks?
They're all signed. That's the biggest plus.
What is it?
They're all signed. So that's the biggest plus.
Yeah.
Other than that, I haven't heard anything real exciting either way. The most exciting news in the past few days has been Lyle Collins is actually working on the sideline, running individual drills.
Why is that exciting for you?
That's exciting because it looks good. And then, we got two. All of a sudden, we have maybe two starting right tackles because the roster structured in a way they can keep Collins now. So if he's
asking
ahead of
for a
schedule
trade.
on his if he's ahead of schedule on his rehab,
Yeah. So he was asking for a trade at one point, wasn't he?
no, that was Jonah Williams.
Okay. What do you think we're at with William?
Well, I guess things have changed and he's dedicated now. But I'm not as apt to give up Lyle Collins as I was before this news came out.
All right. I'm going to go out on a little bit of a fun note. The part of the show that hopefully somebody makes it to you, or we'll make a short clip and you'll have to listen to it. What's your top 5 Twitter moments? Tom's on the hot seat.
Of all time?
Yeah.
I don't know if I got 5, but I'll try.
Yeah, I think I only got 2, maybe 3.
Yeah. Number 5 is probably Phil Mickelson liked one of my tweets.
Oh, well, that's big.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big top 5.
Yeah.
What is it about?
Well, maybe no, that's number 3. I'm gonna go top 3. I just don't have 5. I'm gonna go top 3. I'm gonna go top 3.
Okay, before I get started, what's your Twitter handle?
At Chops480.
Okay, we need to get
and
that
at
in
Talk
there.
Tomfoolery.
Yeah. And you can get me at Smitty at JDog Media. So you actually had Mickelson like one of your tweets.
Yeah. It was a long
that probably surpasses any of the top 5 I will have.
Yeah, well, this is number 3.
What is it?
This is number 3. No, this might be number 2. I'm gonna go number 2. Number 3 is it seems to follow everybody back, but it's still a big deal for me because I'm an old school wrestling fan. Sergeant Slaughter follows me.
That's pretty big. We kind of ran long tonight. I wanted to get into some wrestling, but we didn't get into it. But
yeah.
Heck yeah, man.
Number 1, Hank Haney. I sent him a video of my golf swing, and he commented with tips.
And for people that don't know, Hank Haney was Tiger Woods' longtime golf coach.
Yeah.
And he had
he was
that show's name?
He was Tiger Woods' golf coach for his 2005 through 2009 run, where he won. I think he won like 43% of the tournaments he entered.
Yeah, which will never be seen again.
It was ridiculous. But anyway, yeah. So that's my top number 1. Hank Haney commenting on my golf swing. And
did you take the hints to? Did you use any of that advice?
Yeah, fucked up my swing. It fucked up my swing for the rest of the year.
Oh, okay. Because you're like, I'm so compelled because Hank Haney said this. I gotta do it.
It completely destroyed my summer of golf that year. It really did.
I don't even think I have 5. My top 1, I used to write for BBM Sports and these little small newspapers or magazines they put out.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them I wrote for was I did the sports page for Lancaster Living. And I wrote a sports story about the Lancaster Gales football team, a youth football program.
Mm-hmm.
And mentioned I got a picture of Bobby Carpenter's jersey because it was hanging in the locker room. And I added him in the post, and then he actually shared my article and then did like the thumbs down like this, like trying to like point people towards my article.
That's awesome.
That's my all-time number 1. That Bobby Carpenter shared one of my articles about Lancaster football.
That's freaking awesome, man.
Yeah. That I used to have that as the pinned tweet for a long time. That's my
freaking awesome.
Tweet. Yeah. And my other 2 came from the same dude. Anthony Rothman. Oh, I actually got 4. And do you listen to 97.1 at all, The Fan?
I used to when I lived around Greenfield area, but now I live in Wilmington. It just don't come in very well for me.
Yeah, I do it on the app. But Anthony Rothman, he liked and shared 2 of my tweets about adopting a dog. And then Bo Bishop, who used to be on TV for I think, Channel 6, maybe Channel 10 before.
Yeah.
Bo Bishop, I tagged him in a tweet about me being on Montana last week, and he actually replied to it. He said, "Where are you at in the homeland, Smitty?" And I told him what lake I was at, and then he liked that as well. But
That's
I
awesome.
don't have top 5, but 3 of my top ones are from 97.1 The Fan. And then I know me and you had a back and forth with Chops at 97.1
Oh
The
yeah,
Fan.
I remember that.
He's a regular now. He's with Bo Bishop and what's called Bo Bishop and Friends, but it's Chops and Bo Bishop. So he's like a regular commentator now. And I know me and you had like a back and forth. He's like, "Oh, there's another Chops on Twitter." But anyway, I thought that was a fun thing to kind of end on. But man, great show.
Great show.
Yeah, definitely. You can look us up on our shorts. Get on Twitter, Chops480, Smitty at JDog Media on Twitter.
At Talk Tomfoolery.
Yeah, at Tomfoolery for the show feed. Get on our Facebook, Tomfoolery and Smitty talking Ohio sports with balls. And get on our website, www.tomfooleryandsmitty talking Ohio sports with ball. If you got the balls to play it, we got the balls to cover it.
You're damn right. Good night, everybody.
All right. Good night, Tom.